Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here, and in this video I'm going to make an experiment. We're going to check if the artificial intelligence is able to suggest you about a tax advising, and it can be a tax advisor substituting the real human being. And let's make some questions to Google Bard this time. Last time I made a video on Google ChatGPT, and see how advanced are now this artificial intelligence software, and writing some questions to the prompt of this Google Bard application. Let's see what are the results. I prepare a set of questions. Basically, I will try to see if the artificial intelligence of Google is smart enough to give you the correct tax suggest, and see if at a certain point tax advisor can be finally substituted by these machines. If you're new to this channel, don't forget that ESENtaxa talks about how to optimize your taxation, and if you want to relocate in a certain country, and we are specialized in Italy. So if you want to move in Italy, we basically check if this country makes sense for you in terms of taxes, if you can optimize your taxes, also if you're already living there. And we have released a video course in which we explain you how to pay less taxes in Italy. You will understand the entire tax system, and by yourself you can plan a tax strategy long term. And also we have prepared an online course that checks if you are eligible for the famous unwanted regime, which is basically the tax regime that allows you to pay up to 2% of taxes, 1% of taxes if you relocate in the south of Italy. And of course, you need to check if you're eligible and pass through all the tests of the tax clarification and the tax laws. So in the description below the video, you will have the link to our video courses, but also the contact email info@esentaxa.com in case you want to ask us some questions, some clarifications, or if you want to have a consultancy starting from 15 minutes, you will have our link and contact still in the description below this video. Now let's check this Google Bard. And I'm starting with some questions, some classical questions that clients normally is asking us. Let's start straight with the first one. Let's see how much precise, what is the level of precision of these machines, of this artificial intelligence. So let's make the very general question. Where to pay zero taxes in Europe. Let's check first with this. So there are no countries in Europe to have zero taxes on all income. However, there are a few countries that have very low taxes and no taxes on certain type of incomes. Monaco, Andorra, Liechtenstein, San Marino, with some levels and percentage, and Gibraltar. Okay, that's true, that's fine. But as you can see here, whenever you ask the general questions, artificial intelligence, they basically print you a bunch of knowledge, a bunch of classical informations that you can basically Google ordinary and find everywhere. So this is not the kind of questions you can use to test the artificial intelligence, especially on the field of a tax advising. What we need to ask and what we need to check if the artificial intelligence is smart enough to provide you tax strategy for your specific case. For example, we can ask to Google Bard, is it possible to have an LLC while living in Portugal? So this is already a kind of questions that talks about a strategy, tax strategy. Okay, yes, it's possible to have an LLC while living in Portugal. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. The Portuguese limited liability company, SPQ, is equivalent to LLC in the United States, okay? SPQ must be registered in Portuguese commercial registry, okay? Must have at least a shareholder or manager, okay, blah, blah, blah. This is just a question, this just describes you how is the Portuguese company. Tax, non-resident in Portugal, I assume it means on tax purpose. You also need to obtain the tax identification number, NIF, that's fine. The tax implication of having an LLC while living in Portugal will depend on a number of factors, including the source of income, the location of the assets, and resident status. The shareholders manager is important to speak a tax advisor. Yeah, exactly. So here, also Google Bard address the answer, the real answer to a tax advisor. So here also the artificial intelligence is not smart enough to give you a proper answer for your specific case, okay? And then there are other bunch of informations and etc. Okay, let me ask also the classical questions. Is it possible to have an LTD while Italian tax resident? I believe it will give me exactly the same answer, similar one. Yes, it's possible while being an Italian tax resident. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. Yes, okay, this is obviously, you have to register your company in UK if you're talking about an LTD this time. You also have to pay Italian taxes on worldwide income. However, the number of double taxation treaty in place, tax implications, yes, okay. The resident status of shareholders is important to speak a tax advisor or get specific advice of your situation. Exactly. So it always end up of saying that you have to always ask an advisor from a real human being. Actually, what it never says, it didn't mention also for the Portuguese case that whenever you have a company abroad and you live in another country, what matters is that the place of effective management is not written anywhere. So you have to check if you are managing this company from Italy or you are managing this company from abroad. If the company is owned by you 100%, if it is owned by other shareholders from other countries, because that makes the tax inversion problems. So you see all these important points that artificial intelligence is not even mentioning in the prompt, in the result of the prompt. So actually, whenever you go a little bit more in details, whenever you ask some specific questions, artificial intelligence just doesn't work. I don't think they will be able to replace any tax advisors. I think it will happen when we need to tax file return, when you need to fill our tax file return at the end of the year, because nowadays the tax agency all around the world will gather more and more information together, then pre-fill your tax file return will be more automatical, and then an artificial intelligence or a similar software can help you without any accountant to send this file automatically back to the state. But whenever you need to find the tax strategy, using artificial intelligence is not working at all, because it's not even mentioned the most important point. Let's also ask pros and cons of being Albanian tax resident, which is another jurisdiction that we cover here in ESENtaxa. The pro and cons of being Albanian tax resident will depend on individual circumstances. Okay, it's a good answer actually. Low income rate, tax margin is low income tax rate. A top margin rate is 23, that's correct. Non-capital gains tax in Albania, which is beneficial if you invest in the period value. Not sure about this one. No, if you have 15% flat tax also on capital gains. Double taxation treaty is fine. Visa free for our tourist. Visa free travel to European Union. Albania is a member of European Union. No, not yet. No, completely wrong. This is fine, but Albania is not part of the European Union, not yet. So this is a fake information, so it's not part of the pros. Cons, higher employment rate. Okay, corruption, infrastructure, language barrier. Albania is not widely spoken language, which makes it difficult to communicate if you not speak it. Actually, in Albania, a lot of youth speak English, and the elder speak Italian very widely, so it's not a problem in the language. Ultimate decision whether or not becoming Albanian tax resident is personal one. Okay, very general information, and this one it's completely wrong. So it's not visa free travel. It works only if you are a tourist. So if you hold an Albanian passport, you can go around Europe as a tourist, visa free, but you cannot move around the Schengen area like any other European country, because the problem here is this one. Albania is not yet part of the European Union. Okay, so not only Google Bard is not useful for tax strategies, tax advisor, or tax advising, sorry, but sometimes it also gives the wrong information. For example, if I write the same thing for San Marino, which is the other jurisdiction that we cover, pros and cons about San Marino Republic, straight like that, I think we're gonna end up having different and wrong information as well. Let's check. Low taxes, high quality of life, safe and secure. This is correct. This is correct. Small size, true. High cost of living. This is not really true. Bureaucracy, no, this is wrong. Language barrier, no. Lack of diversity. diversity now. It's not really a matter, but there are no real information, real sensitive information that you might looking for. Okay, I just made this other experiment with Google Bard. I think it's enough now to experiment artificial intelligence. If you like this content, like notification bell, like button, and subscribe to the channel to be always updated with ESENtaxa content. And whenever there are new budget law, a new regulation, a tax law, a tax strategy, we're going to release a new video. And check in the description below all our information, our website, www.esentaxa.com, our video courses, or if you want to have a 15-minute consultation and you can ask whatever question you want, you still can book through our Calendly. So see you to the next content. Bye.